So when I look at an ingredient, I want it. Hey, hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you guys about ingredients, because ingredients are something that not everybody looks at when it comes to their products, and I think that most people probably should. So I want to talk about my opinions. These are all my personal opinions when it comes to ingredients in a makeup product versus in a skincare product, because this is something that I think a lot of people really don't think about, that you can actually change your mind between the two. And believe it or not, my mind does change when it comes to ingredients in a skincare product versus a makeup product. So essentially how this video is going to work, I am going to tell you the ingredient, what the ingredient is, what it does, how it works essentially, and then my opinions in skincare versus makeup. Before I start, I do want to let everybody know I am not a licensed esthetician or a dermatologist, nor am I ever going to claim to be unless I happen to be one day. And so these are all just my personal opinions, and this is what's worked for me, and this is something that I have found doing my personal research. But take everything that I say with a grain of salt, because some of it may not work for you. So the first ingredient that I want to talk to you guys about is artificial fragrance, or man-made fragrance, synthetic fragrance, if you will. And these are the fragrance ingredients like limonene, linalool, geraniol, citronellal, vanillin, things like that are essentially derivatives of essential oils. And when it comes to these, fragrance in general can be very sensitizing on the skin. It's put in skincare and makeup products for a sensorial experience. It's not necessarily there to do anything. It's not going to help your skin. It's not going to make you look better. It's really put in so that when you put it on your face, it doesn't smell nasty. And so a lot of people really like fragrance, and a lot of people really hate fragrance. And I think that's something that you'll find in the skincare community and the makeup community a lot, is you can ask 30 different people their standpoint on fragrance and you'll get 30 different answers. And I think that's what's beautiful about the industry, is that we're all entitled to our own opinions. So when it comes to my opinion, in skincare, I think that it's okay at small concentrations. And what I mean by this is, when it comes to synthetic fragrance, I look at the label and I see fragrance on a product, or I see the synthetic fragrances listed on a product, and I will say I really appreciate when a brand lists all of their fragrance and doesn't lump it into the word fragrance, because that cuts out a huge consumer audience, if you will. Because I know personally I have an extreme sensitivity to lavender. And so when a brand just says fragrance, that kind of cuts me out from using it, because if it has lavender and I don't know that, I can't use it. So that's something to keep in mind. But when it comes to artificial fragrance in skincare, I like to make sure that it's formulated at a lower concentration. So when I look at an ingredient list, I want it to be lower down on the ingredient list. And I also want to make sure that I only keep it in 50% or less of my skincare products. When it comes to skincare, I am a firm believer in fragrance isn't doing anything beneficial. It's just there because they wanted to put it there. So there are certain products that I absolutely won't stand fragrance in, like my eye creams and my spot treatments. But when it comes to everything else, as long as only 50% of my routine or less has fragrance, I'm personally 100% okay with it. Now, when it comes to artificial fragrance in makeup products, this is something that, honest to God, I don't pay attention to. I only read ingredients lists in makeup 30% of the time when I'm purchasing something, if I'm being completely honest with you. And that is because makeup is formulated to sit on top of your skin. It's not going to penetrate deeply into your skin. It's not meant to do that. It's made to sit on top of your skin and not go anywhere. So when it comes to fragrance and makeup, I don't see a huge problem with it, honestly, because it's made to just sit on this top layer of your skin and be washed off at the end of the day. The next ingredient that I wanted to mention to you guys is essential oils. And this is another fragrant component that people put into skincare and makeup products to make a sensorial experience. And essential oils, again, are a fragrant component, so they can be sensitizing over time, especially when it comes to citrus essential oils like orange peel oil and lemon peel oil. That's something that you'll see a lot in skincare that's targeted towards exfoliation because they're thought to be good for gentle exfoliation, like grapefruit oil is thought to be good for gentle exfoliation. They're also thought to be really good for their antioxidant properties, like vitamin C. But I think that there's other ingredients that are better, personally. One essential oil that I do waver on quite a bit is tea tree oil, because if it's used correctly, it can be incredible for your skin. But if it's used incorrectly, it can screw up your moisture barrier for the rest of your damn life. So be aware of how much you're putting on your skin. Now, when it comes to essential oils, honestly, I have pretty much the same standpoint when it comes to skincare and makeup, because essential oils are harsher than artificial fragrance in my eyes. And so there's something that I tend to avoid if I can. I'm not going to completely X a product if it has 1 or 2 essential oils in it, but if I read an ingredient list and I see 7 essential oils, I don't want to be putting that on my face. I will say they're okay at concentrations that are very, very low. Essential oils are something that you want to keep at a concentration of like 0.1%. So if you see something that has an essential oil concentration that's way high on the ingredient list, I wouldn't want to use it personally. For me, some people love those, but they're not something that I gravitate towards or want to purchase. Something that I will say about essential oils is when it comes to my face care, I have a very different philosophy on my face care and my body care. So essential oils and like lotions and perfumes, I think are great because your body skin is much, much, much more resilient than your face skin, than your facial skin. And so when it comes to essential oils on the body, I love rubbing peppermint oil on the back of my neck. I like to have citrus oils on my wrists, things like that. I love, love, love essential oils if they're in a diffuser, because then you're just breathing it in and it's not even touching anywhere on your skin. So I have kind of a varied approach when it comes to essential oils, but for the face and for skincare and makeup, I tend to avoid them if I can. So this next one, you guys, and this is heavily debated in the skincare community especially, and this is denatured alcohol. So what denatured alcohol is essentially is it's a drying alcohol, but it's also used as a delivery agent. So what it's used for in skincare generally is it's used to penetrate products deep into your skin at a rapid rate. And so this can be really beneficial, but in my personal opinion, there are very, very much better ingredients that do the same thing. So when it comes to makeup, I don't want to see it. If I see denatured alcohol in a makeup product, I stay the hell away, because like I said earlier, makeup is meant to sit on top of your skin. And if you put denatured alcohol in there, it's a delivery agent. It's delivering your makeup ingredients deeper into your pores, which is not good for you, and you are probably going to break out after it. And when it comes to skincare, it's something that can really, really mess with your moisture barrier. So it's never something that I would want to put all over my skin. But I'm really actually okay with it when it comes to spot treatments. Because spot treatments, when it comes to acne, it's something that you want to dry out that area and you want to deliver those agents really, really quickly. So when it comes to spot treatments, I'm perfectly fine with denatured alcohol. But other than that, if it's on the ingredient list in like the top 10, I tend to avoid it at all costs. The next ingredient, you guys, this is actives, and I talk about actives a lot more than I think I do. But actives are things like your AHA, your BHA, so exfoliation. AHAs are alpha hydroxy acids that work at the top layer of your skin. BHAs are beta hydroxy acids, which have a smaller molecular size that go deeper into the pores. You also have hyaluronic acid, which is another acid, but it's not an exfoliating acid. That's a humectant to draw moisture in. You have things like niacinamide, which is an amazing ingredient if you're not using niacinamide somewhere in your routine. It's great. And then you have things like vitamin C, you have retinol. There are so many actives in the world. There are a ton of them. So when it comes to actives in a skincare product, incredible. I love actives so much. You know, you need to use them correctly. You need to know how to balance your actives. But at the same time, if you're using them in your skincare, I think everybody should have 1 or 2 actives in their skincare routine. However, when it comes to makeup, when I see hyaluronic acid is the one that I see most commonly. When I see actives in makeup products, I get a little bit nervous. I can be okay with hyaluronic acid sometimes because it's a humectant, like I said. It's not really exfoliating your skin. It's not targeting any specific skin concern other than hydration. But if you do live in a dry climate, hyaluronic acid is probably something that you're going to want to avoid, especially in your makeup products, because you're not using an occlusive over top of your makeup to lock that hydration in. And if you live in a dry environment, what will happen with hyaluronic acid is it'll start drawing water out of your skin instead of drawing water into your skin, and it'll make you very dehydrated. So hyaluronic acid, I'm on the fence about. It depends on what climate you live in. And then when it comes to any other actives in makeup products, I tend to avoid them in my makeup products because, again, your makeup is meant to sit on top of your skin. It's not meant to make your actual skin complexion better. It's there to make you look better, yes, if you want to use it for that, but it's there to enhance the skin that you already have. And your makeup is only going to look amazing if you have a good foundation to start with. So everything comes back to skincare, and I think that your actives should be in your skincare and not in your makeup. So the last ingredient that I have to talk to you guys about is dyes, and I think that a lot of people think that dyes are really, really bad. I don't think they are. I think that if you know you have a sensitivity to a specific dye, don't use that one, but other than that, I think they're fine. I think that my opinions differ very, very, very minimally when it comes to dyes. So I don't necessarily care in skincare or makeup, but I understand why they need to be in makeup more than skincare, if that makes any sense. So when it comes to your skincare products, I don't think that you need to be putting dyes in them just because they're not beneficial. And my take on skincare is I want the best for my skin. So if you're putting fragrance and dyes and denatured alcohol, they're there for some reason to make it look pretty or smell pretty or deliver the agents faster, but they're not really doing anything, and sometimes they're doing harmful things. So when it comes to skincare, just free your skincare routine of anything that you think is potentially irritating you, and that's my take on that. When it comes to makeup, you really can't avoid dyes in makeup, sorry. But honestly, unless you know that you have a specific sensitivity to one dye in particular, I really don't see a problem with them. And I don't know why there's so much fear-mongering in the makeup and skincare community now, where it's like, if you use parabens, you're gonna get cancer and die. And if you use this dye or this thing, you need to go all natural because you're gonna get cancer and it's gonna kill you. And I'm like, anything at 100% concentration is going to kill you. These studies that they're doing, they're testing parabens at 100% concentration, and they're like, it's gonna give you cancer. And I'm like, you know what? If you breathe in oxygen at 100% concentration for long enough, you're gonna die. So I don't understand all of the fear-mongering in the skincare and makeup community now, and I think that it's ridiculous and we need to stop doing it. So that's my take on dyes and also fear-mongering. You guys got a little bonus in there, didn't you? I wasn't expecting to say that, but I got a little heated. Okay, anyways, moving on. So that is all of my differing opinions on skincare and makeup when it comes to ingredients. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that all of you guys learned something as well. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I love it when you guys do that. Also, if you would like to see my last video, you can go ahead and click right over here. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, which I also love when you guys do that, you can go ahead and click right over here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.